Hello, Koala. Start VOD reviewing this real quick. Starting it off. Alright, we're gonna turn off the volume here for a little bit. I'm eating some Korean food, so. Yep. We're gonna disband, not really care about the picks because this is ranked. But I'll give my true thoughts about this. You have one sustain, you don't necessarily need more. Nobunaga. I would actually replace that coconut with something else. Sniper on defense on the map is really hard to play. Very, very hard to play. So Fusha or Baimo should be in order for that. Nades. You have a smoke interceptor. I recommend you go ink. Ink is much better. It does what you need it to do. It stalls. Smoke doesn't necessarily stall them. In fact, it helps them. Looking at their team comp, you already won. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you lost. You already won. Draft matters a lot in this game compared to others. And the main problem on their team is a Madalena attack, and therefore a lack of Ming. You need Ming because she's the only one that can take 1v1 fights for you legitimately. No other character can do that. Madalena is just a noob stomper, quite literally. That's it. It's a noob bait, maybe noob stomper. I don't know. But her paint is a bait. It's a complete bait. Base damage is fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. Some people go headshot. Some people go other stings. I'm gonna grab the map assistant real quick just to make sure I'm ready for this. All right. So the first thing that you're gonna do wrong, I actually watched a little bit of this before, is where you're setting up. You're setting up far back on site. You putting your, like, Michelle turrets around this area, right? That's wrong. Why? Because what attackers want to do realistically is take hold of these boxes. Once they take hold of these boxes is when they start to control the game. Because if attackers have this foothold, they can turn it into they can turn that foothold into this foothold. And look how much room you have. You barely have anything anymore on site for the rest of your team. So the reason why you want to keep hold of this is, one, to keep them away. Install it for your team so your team can get into a position to actually fight that foothold. But two, because look at here. There's a whole choke ready for you to use. You fight for that choke. Don't let him through. Don't let him through for free. Poke him down, tax him, do anything. Fight for it. Some people play here, some people play inside the box, some people play here, some people play here. Some people even play behind the pillar on this thing. Maybe even over here. If you're insane, you play on vent. Go right through. Tax him again. Go back. But basically speaking, what you want to do is place your turrets in a way that makes it a trap. Sure, it may only tax them for a little bit. It may stall them, but that's the point. You need to stall them before they get to that foothold. Because if they get to that foothold and your team isn't there to fight for it, that foothold, again, turns into a foothold that's just winning for them. So don't let that happen. Play up here. Push up. Put your turrets, like, on this. Put it, like, right here. Put it right here. Right here. Initially put it, like, I don't know, right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. You put quite a bit places. Place them in a way that, one, generates you kill value, or two, stalls the ever-living daylights out of them. Again, it's another reason why you should bring Ink Nade over Smoke Nade, because Smoke Nade just helps them because it allows them to scale. Sure, you can scan them with your turret, but realistically, one, that's only one person. Two, that one person can paper anyway. And three, the geometry of this map makes it really hard to do. Because if they're getting scanned, like on this turret, and you're playing over here, sure, like you could probably get like a hit or two, but you can't kill them. Can't do that. So play up. Don't be afraid to fight. One thing's for sure certain about global players is that they don't know, one, how to fight for space, and two, what space to fight for. Because the very first thing you do is hold for a bend play and then just absolutely leave. You give them the entirety of sight. At this point, the round's over for you, basically. If these were competent players that you're against, they would just abuse this for free. They would basically, you basically not only give them this, you gave them this. You gave them that. Because not only is it just now this, it's also this. They blocked the whole thing. They have a hold of this choke. And you know how hard it is to make through this choke. Don't let them get to there for free. Stall for enough time so that your team makes it through this choke. Don't let them through. You have so much space here to work with. And again, you can back up if you need to. But realistically, all you need to do is poke and stall for time. If you get kills, perfect. Press the advantage. But realistically, this should not be a thing. Like, the only person that should ever play here is a Galatea. Ever. Either on offense or defense. Or maybe like a Nobunaga who's like holding for that Gala. Or maybe a Baimo who's also holding for the Gala, but you get the point already. Good pick. But yeah, look at this. Look at this. They already have so much of sight. Obviously, they don't know what to do because they're looking at you and not at the other people that's on the choke. Which realistically is what should be done. But yeah, play for your space. Also, what the heck is up with my player? Oh no. My player is cursed. Let me just reset that. But yeah, you get the idea. Play with all the space you have, basically. You have a lot more space than you think. You gotta be more upfront about the space you have. Okay, what is up with this? Oh, whoops. Let me just get rid of this and this. Cool. Alright, now we can actually go back here. Another thing that you do is that you immediately use your nade. I myself am learning to deal with it. AKA, do not use your nade until you actually know if you're going to hit something with it. This is a habit that every single global player has. They just like hear something and will throw their nade. Do not throw your nade off of audio. Throw your nade off of literally seeing them in your face, on your screen. If you see them on your screen, if you know they are there, for a fact, if they're reviving, if they're doing something, use it for that. Don't use it for damage. Use it for guaranteed kills or use it to flush people out. And if they don't respect it, they'll get hit with the 100. See, you lose that round. Why? Look at where they died. They're at the choke. They died at the choke. Do not let the enemy team, do not let attackers get to that choke. Ever. If they get to that choke, it's over. Right now I'm eating kalbi. It's pretty good. Pretty good meat. I have a Korean barbecue place near me. Best in the city. Or town. Whatever it is. You're falling for the noob trap. Noob trap right here. Sell your base damage and go for shield. Because you have 40 shield, you could double it, dude. Double your shield. It goes from 40 to 90. And it's regeneratable. You have a Xingwei too. You can go heavy shield if you wanted to. You're playing with a Xingwei anyway. You could have 120 shield. Instead of round 2, 140 HP, you have 190 like effective HP. What's that? Oh, like with that, like you survive a Riichi headshot, you do like what? You can survive like 3 to 4 more bullets from any other character? That matters a lot. Alright, so here's the thing about keeping hold of A. Obviously, this does not involve you because you are the B player. But at higher levels, you will often see players holding here and holding here. Tower, and A short entrance. Because if the enemy does get through, and both of these players have to back off, this site is theirs. They just go right through and use the site itself as a jungle gym. It is the same exact thing as B. Attackers will use the site, not really the site, but the area of contention as a jungle gym to get their damage, get enough poke, and then push through. Here, it's kind of the opposite. They push through, try to push through here, but their goal is here because they use this area as a jungle gym. Do not let them get there. It makes it infinitely harder because not only do you have access to this, they have access to this too. They can jump on you whenever. You can jump on here whenever. Obviously, you can shoot them from here, but this is much more of a threat. So this is why you often see in higher elos, people holding here and people holding here. Tower, A short entrance. You see ink nades here, probably maybe even a wind nade, who knows? You'll see a Nobunaga or an Audrey. One of these two is a must pick for this map because of that. You need someone to hold this tower spot. Sometimes even a Galatea can work because she can do some weird shit on there. But yeah, make sure that this space is held. Because again, if they make it through, guess what happens? The same damn choke. There's a same damn choke. And once teams are really good at getting to this choke, then you have to play completely differently. We'll talk about that later. Good chase. You have to back off though. Just remember, look at your minimap. Because you'll see who's actually aiming at you. And make sure, even though I know, like, you know, you're pinging here and you're focusing on this Fuchsia that's running away, probably like ping off of like low HP. No, there's just full HP. But scan your surroundings. Scan them. Don't only use the minimap. Use your actual camera. It's hard for me too. I use the minimap only, but in some case scenarios, if you're like not really fighting, if you're inactive basically, use your camera to actually look at what's going on. If no one's shooting at you, or no one's about to shoot at you, you could paper up, just look around. You can't die. There's no sniper on their team. I don't see a sniper on their team. I don't see a Cine or like Tsubasa looking at your face with that thing. Don't see Zako. No need to respect it. You get naded out. That's a correct use of a nade. And your team collapses after that. That's why you see it's how hard it is to keep hold of this part of the site. Right top of a platform. That's why higher elos, you'll see these positions be held to high water. Alright, ideally you would go for armor here, but yeah. I don't know if you like, you know, if you just autopiloted to get like, you know, that. You see you get it there. So yeah. Happens to all of us. Happens to me. Nothing against it. Just, again, friendly reminder. Remember to buy your armor second round. Remember they have an Ico ult and a Luin ult. It's not important, but just make sure. Again, you're holding a little bit better here. Not optimal. Why? You cannot see them. You need early info. Because the earlier info, the faster your team can rotate. And the faster your team can rotate, the better chance it is for you to fight for this line. The better chance it is. Insta rotate. Team gives up the entirety of site. That's the thing about defense. Because defense at the start is very individual based. The better you are as an individual player in terms of defense, the easier it is for you to defend sites. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Is what it is there. That might be just mechanics, but you'll work on that. And again, same thing. Look how far back your team is. Most of the fights in high elo that you'll see are going to be like, their depths are going to be like probably like here, 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 here. They're not going to be back sight most of the time. They're going to be far up. Why? Because you have to fight for the space. You need to. What I'm gonna have you do is literally to int. I'm not even joking. You're at low enough elo to do this anyway. Run forward, see how far you can get without getting killed on defense. This applies to every single map. It's why you see some players like are able to run up so far and pressure you so hard that you just can't attack it. Another thing you'll see in higher elo is where people are placed based on what role they do. Duelists often hold the chokes. Supports often are around either the duelists or around areas of contention that they can quickly rotate to help the duelists. Quick flank. And now we see Ica currently over there. You're on a very long flank here. You don't even need to do that. Accidentally missed the Mad Mount ultimate. What can you do? Can't do much about it. Free pick here. Probably another free pick there. Don't hesitate. I mean, you do less hesitation later on, but you get the idea. Turret works out. Bang. That turret was on purpose, by the way. Just so you know. Alright, here's another thing I want you to do. Don't go Awakening 2. Awakening 2 is a noob bait. Awakening 3 is what you should be going for. Why? Because very often Michelle is the one that can take down the Ming. Oh, just kidding, you do it! Yeah! Okay, anyway. But the reason why you take 1-3 over 1-2, because it gives you the amount of DPS that allows you to 1v1 the Ming. Which is extremely important. Because without something to counteract the Ming, it becomes very hard for defense to do their job. It is one of the reasons why Michelle is the core. So when you play Michelle, play her like a Nobunaga. Once you get 1-3. Once you get 1-3, play her like a Nobu. Oh, that was very awkward. Like, unironically, play her like a Nobu. Play near your turrets as often as you can. That DPS boost that you get from 1-3 is really, really good. Obviously, you're kind of put into a very sticky situation here. Ideally, you jump down now because there's a Madeline behind you. Yeah, there it is. There's a quick look at the minimap. Just shows you that the Madeline just positioned to take you down. Ideally, very early on, you just jump down. At some point. Like, once you got inked, jump down. Jump down. And then take this position. Why? Because if you look at where your team is, some of them can actually help you. I mean, if they're looking, of course. Like, it's not like, this is assuming your team knows what they're doing. Because people are able to, assist you with that Madalena fight. Even if it's just for a little bit. Even if they get killed because of it. Oh, this is the same one. Anyway. Right here. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, sure they're pushing her here. All here. But if you win this fight against the Madalena at all, that's a game-winning play. Why? Because after that Madalena is down, this fight line becomes this fight line. Look how much space they have left to fight on. It's barely anything. I think I have a Xingwei too, yeah. It's much easier for your team to push in here. So just keep that in mind when you're holding sites. Which picks can win you the round because of how it changes how much space the enemy team has. Obviously, you lose here because of numbers advantage. It is what it is. That's just how Strinova works. That's very awkward. Wait, that's very awkward. How do I revive this guy? What? Press F? Oh. Oh shit. Forgot. My bad. My bad. It happens. It happens. Alright, here's the thing about stringified damage reduction. Not a lot of characters go it. Why? Because rotations. And the reason why rotations is so important is, I've already told you before of how important they are on Euler, but it applies to every single other map. The faster you can to make it to the rotate, the better your fight line. The better it is to fight line. Same here. It'd be like, let's say Kachi. The faster you are to here, the better your fight line. Because if you make it a bit late, this is the fight line. That's the fight line if you make it late. That's what happens. That's what happens. You make it a little bit late. All of a sudden, it's much harder for defenders to retake. So make sure that you go movement speed, stringify flight movement speed, because it allows you to get places faster, which is very important for defense. It's extremely important. And offense too. It's important for both sides. There's only a couple characters in this game that would ever go damage reduction. The main one, which you're talking to the Galatea one trick, is Galatea. Why? Because she doesn't need mobility. She doesn't need mobility. She is the mobility. She herself is the mobility. She doesn't need it. Like, try dealing with a Galatea with like 3 Qs from a Xingwei that's on a wall. You can't single clip that. You actually can't single clip that. You have to hit more than 80% of your mag to kill a Galatea with that, which realistically is impossible. So yeah, go movement speed, go flight speed. It allows you to do your movement faster too. You like some of your combat tech too. But yeah. Going on to A. Is this a one of those? Okay. Better. That's better. That's better. Now it depends on where you hold. Because now you hold on platform, and if you give them platform, it's over. Basically. And additionally, what you can do is know where you can go before attackers make it there. So, for example, on Port Euler, you can realistically make it to here, like probably like maybe over here, or like mid, like right there. And specifically on A, you can make it like right here. You can make it right here. The faster you know if they're coming, the faster your team can rotate. And additionally, if the enemy team does not have or does not know how to use their util or is not expecting you, you could probably just, back up a little bit, throw a nade at them, chuck a nade or something, throw an ink nade, and then fight. It's in your favor after all. You're the one with the peak. And if you have a right-hand peak, all the better. Maybe not over here. Probably over here, honestly. But that's for a character that knows how to defend on tower here. For like an Adria or Nobunaga. Sometimes an Audrey would be like right here, but that's besides the point. You're playing Mao. You could play like here too on the cheese box. I like to call it cheese box because cheese, it creates a lot of cheese plays. But yeah, now you see they're going to be fast rotate over. Yeah, look how slow you are on this rotate. You could be a lot faster. Obviously, I don't know what they're doing. They're going full vent for some reason, but it is what it is. Now, what you shouldn't be doing is doing this long rotate, because look at what happens to your team as you're away from them. They immediately get pounced on. Obviously, you help the Flav, but that's besides the point, because you don't have that same ability that the attackers do when you rotate all the way over, because you can't see them when you're doing this. You can't shoot them when you're doing this. If you wanted to rotate over to your Flav, what you would do instead is to move from here, just go behind this box. Go here, paper up, go here. And if you want to, go here. Why? Because not only is your Flav here, so if attackers don't know what they're doing and they go up here and they don't see you here, you can jump on this little box right here and help your Flavia gun them down on a crossfire. And because you're here, since the Ica pounced on them here, she wasn't even here. She was like right here. You just turn around, shoot her, shoot in the back. Obviously, that will cause a bit of commotion, because now you're a target of contention now. People are going to start shooting at you now. You have a wall, you have walls, you can paper. And during all this, your team can now turn their guns on them while they're not looking. The ebb and flow of like who's attacking what and who's drawing aggro. Unironically, not even joking, everything but your stringified damage reduction pick for Mau is actually correct so far. Just recently, me and a lot of other high elo players have been experimenting with base damage, a couple other things like mag capacity, because usually before we defaulted the reload speed, but mag capacity is starting to look a little bit better now that we know what's going on in terms of high elo. So yeah, you're doing an actually pretty good build. So props to you on that one. Guessing it correctly. Except for the stringified damage reduction, but that's besides the point at this point. You already know why, because faster rotates, you get the idea. You can additionally use the tram here. You can use the cargo if you wanted to. Just use the cargo, go all the way through mid. Do that. Faster flank that way. Little tidbit. But again, look how much space your team is giving. Your team is like fighting a losing battle because of this. You're all in choke points. And because of that, you're getting picked off one by one. Remember, this game is about numbers, not about holding chokes. Even though I say to hold chokes, it's because you have better chances of, like said, having a better 1v1 in the chokes. Because usually, attackers will funnel in one by one. One by one, like two by one, you get the idea. Like 2 people max in a choke. Yeah, it's unrealistic to win this round. You guys gave way too much space. You had to fight for it. You have to fight for the space. The Flavia should not be playing that far back. She should literally be up in their face. Unironically, up in their face when you guys are able to fight. You have interceptors down. I don't know about what nades your team has, but here's what I would go. You would be going an Ink nade. The Flavia should be going Ink nade. Your Xinghui should be going interceptor heal, or interceptor nade, because you have a coconut anyway. Coconut should be going interceptor nade as well, and probably Nobunaga would be going like probably an interceptor nade as well. I don't fucking know. I don't play Nobu, but usually you have a lot of interceptors, nades, and inks. That's what you want on defense. Very rarely you go in. That is very map dependent. So you make it to the choke. Oh, look at that. People are here. Why? Because you don't know that. Why? Because your team does not give you the info about it because they're not pushed up. That's another downside of giving them so much space, because it's just a bunch of unknowns. The less info you have, the harder it is for you to know where people are. And if the Fuchsia just realized you were there fast enough, you'd be dead. She would jump after you and you'd be dead. Thankfully, your team throws out a lot of their ultimates. It is last round after all. But yeah, the reason why you want it is because of ult spam. That's why you want it. So I should be seeing Interceptor smoke here. I shouldn't be seeing a heal nade. Why? Because Lawine needs a smoke. She cannot rely on her team's smoke, because then she can't do what she wants to do. Yes, you can rely on other people's smoke. But yes, I don't really understand why people are going Madalena attack. I'm just telling you right now, do not go Madalena attack. Never go Madalena attack. At least not right now. Not until probably double abilities comes out where they gave Madalena a moving bubble. But understand this. Using the paint, using Madalena is saying, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to use her because of her paint. Because if you realize what Madalena really is, she is just a glorified paint nade. And if that's the case, just use paint nades. Use your own. Get your own. Get a stronger pick and like use your own paint nades. Because you could change this Madalena to, like, say, a Bimo. You could change her to a Fuchsia. You could change her to, let's say, an Audrey. You could change her to literally any other pick, and they're way stronger than the Madalena. Because realistically, what util does your Madalena give you? Paint nade. Okay, first off, you shouldn't be up here. You shouldn't be up here. I know they gave you a shit ton of space because that's just how it is at this elo. But don't do that. Why? Because if the enemy team knows that you're alone, they're going to pounce on you and you're dead. And the bomb is down. They just need to defend the bomb and the round is already won for them. On a macro level. Because if they lose on mechanics, then it's whatever. Because look at that. If they just ran at you, you'd be dead. You have no help from your team. You literally had no help from your team fast enough to help you there. Look, yeah. But you get the idea. Because of what you did here, your team had to fast rush this. They weren't prepared for this. Or at least not mentally prepared. And because of that, they had to position themselves really fast. Had to do things like they had to make decisions really fast, and it might have not been the best decisions at all. And they paid for it. You get the idea. Play with your team. Play with them. And do things that's based on your team. Most characters will do something based on what their team is doing, not on what the enemy's team's doing. Because here's the thing about Global versus CN. CN has their teamwork down. They understand teamwork on a much better level than Global does. Even the foreigner players. Foreigner players are known as playmakers by CN players. Because they generally have better mechanics and or better game sense and or better like gut feeling, better in terms of, you know, just star power. That type of stuff. Like clutch, star power, clutch power, that type of stuff. But CN players are very, very solid in fundamentals. Very, very solid in teamwork. They're like the bedrock of which the foreigners are placed upon. Much of the stuff that you see from CN during that era when we were posting stuff based on CN is because of how solid CN players are. Obviously, here's the same mistake again. If you lost that fight, round's over, bombs dropped. But obviously, they're pushing that for some reason, so yeah, it doesn't matter at that point. But yeah, don't push alone. Don't push alone. Don't do it. Because you literally stared at a Coconut and the Michelle in the face. Literally, if that coconut hit you at all, you would have lost that fight. Thankfully, your team's here to back you up. But again, don't rush in alone. I know people understand Lewin. When you look at the thing, it's called Vanguard, and it says, "Oh, use them as a lurk." Don't use them as a lurk. Not usually. You don't usually use Lewin as a lurker. She's part of the core. Also, little tidbit, just recently, not really recent, but since you're a part of the core, if you are a part of the core, aka near the Xingwei or the Ming, which is usually a Ming, Lewin, Xingwei, get heavy armor. That's one of the reasons why Xingwei is really fucking good, because it allows your core to buy heavy armor instead of a fragrance, and now your team has light armor. Your entire team has light armor. Another alert. I actually don't know the purpose of this alert. This alert doesn't do much. You'd rather, at this point, destroy it, like, probably somewhere else, like right over here, or like right over here, or maybe, like, I don't know, if you're insane, like right over here, to catch people that are going up onto the cargo. But yeah, don't place it there. No reason to. Even if you push up, even if you do push up and that alarm scans someone, it makes more sense to put it like right here so you know sooner. Alright, you fall back. You're with your Ming right now. Ideally, with your Xingwei should be there too. Oh, why is there a flash? Anyway, they do the same thing. They try to push in, but the problem is, from what the defense is doing, the reason why it's a problem is that it's hyper aggressing through a choke. That's why they're losing this. They're hyper aggressing through a choke. They're basically giving you free kills on a silver platter. Obviously, you just use your ult here, but it's one person. Just pay attention. Sometimes, if you're slowed down, if you slow down, rather, if rounds get slower at all, just pay attention to who's alive and who's not. Allows you to make decisions easier. That right there when you were shooting at her. Use ADS for there. Yeah, use ADS for that. Use your ADS instead of shoulder fire here. Another little tidbit, because can't really rely on the RNG of spread control from that far of a range. Better to use ADS. It's guaranteed. Obviously, you don't have to push anymore. At this point, you're probably just thirsting for the kill, which is completely fine. If you were to min-max this, though, you would be putting that on your Ming or your Xingwei. You get the Ming or the Xingwei to get the kill. This lobby is really fucking good, dude. Should anybody swearing? This is a coaching session. Check your ults. What ults do they have? What do they plan? They have a Michelle ult. They have a Flavia ult. If you see a Flavia ult on the board, expect her to run into your face, because she will Q, she will get hit, she'll put the blind up, and she will ult. And if that's the case, you have two choices: fight through her or leave, which is a bit hard considering, you know, she's in her ult, but you get the idea. Almost good. Xingwei should be with you. Okay, Celestia, she should be with you, because she's your healer. Just walk up, knife. You don't even need to do that. You don't need to walk up like that with a knife. You can just once you get used to using your knife, just like tap your Q. No need to hold it out. There's only a couple cases where you do that. Like lineups, there's lineups for it. There's other things, but yeah. At this point, what do you see? You see a Michelle trapped in the corner. Do you push it? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing's for sure: if your team has nades, spam nades at that thing right now. Spam your damn nades at that thing. If your team has nades, spam it at it. That is the freest kill of the century. You get pain ulted. You decide to leave. How many decide to leave? The Mamao's done. Mamao's gone. You decide to push it even further. That's fine. Just realize that there is currently a fight happening, and you're expecting your team to get through with it. If you are against, say, really good players, with really good aim, your team would die. Make sure you use your numbers. Make sure you use numbers well. I don't know what you think about this map. This map is I don't know. I forget if this map is defender sided or attacker sided. I'd say this map is a bit even right now. That's besides the point. All right, your main Strinova has their ults. If you had heavy shields, you would be 120. You would have 25 more shield to work with. AKA, that's like one leg shot. Long range, you have so much more HP. Here's the thing what you did here. Here's the thing. Yes, it got triggered, right? Got triggered right there. Did you ever think to check that corner to see if the Flavia was actually there? This is very likely a Flavia, by the way. Because if you check if she's actually there, you don't need to throw that nade. You don't even look back to see if it actually did damage. Any info at your level is good info. Check to see if your nade did damage. You don't even look to your left. You gotta look to your left. Make sure you're looking and scanning the site as you're going in. Obviously, that's not your job. That's the Ming's job. But just keep that in mind if you're entering. Use your camera as a scanner. Like Lewin herself. You literally just like look around and your minimap will show you who is where. Obviously, it's not going to like take into account the line of sight. You're not going to hit everyone. But at the very least, you single-handedly single out where people are going to be. Why are people using flash? I don't know what that Flavia is doing. She's looking to ult in a very bad place alone. You shouldn't be doing that, by the way. But she very likely went through here. Usually, when people hit a site, it's going to be a split. Here, this is fine, but your Rishi needs to wall. But now, look how far you are on site alone. Look, you're just getting poked out. You're painted. The door is already closed. Now it's opened again, so you can get out if you wanted to. But if the enemy team knew what was happening, again, they would aggress up, kill you. They would kill you. While the Flavia is, distracting your entire team. You see? You even put a wall. They even put a wall up. Again, I repeat, you should be doing this. That should be your Ming. Your Ming is the one that goes in. You are basically doing what your Ming is doing. Or what your Ming should be doing. And now you're hyper-aggressing with no response from your team. You're almost dead. 2 people are already on you. There you go. Play with your team. I'll keep repeating that, by the way. Every single time this happens. It's harder in this game, or at least it was harder for me when I was starting because I'm a League of Legends player. I don't deal with playing with your team in the same way that this game does, or with many FPSs does or do. Because in League of Legends, you're dealing with areas and circles most of the time. Areas of circles, area denial, that type of stuff. Here is harder in most cases for people who are coming from different games because now you have to deal with line of sight. It is not circles most of the time. It sometimes is. But now you have to deal with cones, aka your FOV, aka your field of view, aka your line of sight. Oh my god, that enemy Flavia didn't use her ult. Oh my god, Jesus. Last round. What's the call? I'm not hearing it right now because I'm just too busy looking at what's actually happening. Early knife. Not a good one. Why? Doesn't scan as much as you need it to. You have a choice, actually. You have a choice. Two choices, mainly. Scan the left box, scan the right box. Why? Because then it will scan both of these scans, scan their appropriate areas, but they scan the entire... Okay, fuck. They scan the entire thing. They scan either this area or this area. I really want to make something phallic with that. Anyway, but the entire point of this is that if you have this scan, you can take the space. You fight for boxes by taking one of them first, and then seeing if you can take the other one, and then you can aggress up. If you somehow get a pick, sure, now you just take sight, and you basically win off of that. Or you can do this event play that you're doing away from your team. In your ult, which technically should work. This should work, because they can't shoot you. Found the pick, they probably told you that this coconut was low, so good job. There you go. This is what you should be doing. That's what you should be doing. That's exactly what you should be doing. You should be fighting with your team like this. See that someone is here. Wait for your team. Bang. Crossfire. There you go. Look at that. That's exactly what you should be doing here. And while that's happening, your Madeline is probably helping you survive. By taking fire on the enemy Madalena that was probably, like, you know, shooting at you. That's literally perfect there on how to actually fight in this game. Trade here, but, you know, it's already over. Because of those 2 free picks, you can now trade 1-for-1s. And now you end up in a 3-1 situation, and your team should win this. This round should be over. There you go. But yeah, that's literally how you fight. Fight with your team. You're Loween. Fight with them. Ideally, you should be near your Xinghui and near your Ming. The other 2 characters can go wherever they want most of the time. That's why in this game we have core and we have flex. I call it core and flex, but you get the idea. Next round, Flavia still hasn't used her ult for some reason. You have Iron Wall, you have Paint Bubble, you have Stargate. Should be fine. Look how far they've pushed out. Look at that coconut. Obviously, she's alone, which is why that's bad, by the way. But if she wasn't alone, that's good. That's a good position. Well, the kind of good position is not really good anyway. Your coconut, that coconut should not be up there anyway. She should be on a box or something like that. Or like a bit further back, like on this box to snipe people from really far away. But if her team was with her, this is still a fine position. Because then the coconut is used as bait. Obviously, she just dies for it. So free takes. Takes these right here. Still don't know why your Ming is like behind you at all. Ming should not be behind you, by the way. Ming should be in front of you. She should be in front of everyone. Keep looking at your minimap, by the way. If you looked at your minimap faster, you would have realized Nobu was there. Like right here, you shot at him. Took the time to reload. No need to do that. Your gun has a large ass mag. And you go ahead and plant the bomb while 2 people are flanking. That's fine. Just make sure this Ricci survives. Use a knife if you need to. Or not help him at all. Oh, there you go. Look at that. 2 people left. Saw the Madeline's going to try to revive. Actually, I don't think you're looking at your minimap more. Yeah, you need to look at your minimap a lot. I understand that, like, it's hard at first. But try to get used to it. Try staring at your minimap. Like, most of the time. It's hard to do. Trust me. It's very hard to do, but you'll get the hang of it. 7-8. You're probably going to win this round, aren't you? I wouldn't be reacting to. Yeah, I wouldn't be reacting to this. I wouldn't be reacting to this if this was an OT on a situation like this. Okay. Let's look some more. Call for a B hit. Let's see what you do here. You're still the bomb carrier. Just so you know, your Xingwei should be the bomb carrier most of the time. Why? Because she has the best survivability out of sight of Ming. Instant paint bubble, and look who's running in. You. This is macroly, rather generally incorrect to do that. Because if you get sniped, the game is over. Why? Because the Flavia will make it in time. If she knows what she's doing, she's going to use the cargo to get through. Go inside the paint bubble. You just go on the bomb, pop Q on the bomb, ult on the bomb. You have a Flavia to fight to get the bomb. While the rest of the team, coming up, you probably Madeline's painting your face. Anyway, back to the game. Instant plant. Here's another noob trap. Do not insta-plant. Do not just like go for plant. Why? Look what happened. There's a fight happening. And guess what it is right now? It is a 4v5. Why? Because you're planting the bomb. Don't just plant the bomb without a purpose. And without the necessary safety to do so. Alright, lose the gunfight. That's fine. Let's see what your team does. 4v4. This could have been a 5v4 for a little bit. If you were active a little bit more. Seems that your team is winning it though. Yeah, look at that. Free pick. Going down. Stop sync on herself for what is okay. I want to click to get to the Ming's perspective, but I can't. She's holding the bomb. That's a good thing. Goes in the paint, gets cornered. 8-8. This should be overtime. There you go. All right, defense. Again, I'm going to be repeating these over and over and over and over and over again. Because you need not only understand it, but you need to internalize it. It takes a long time for me to internalize stuff. Well, not that long anymore, but you get the idea. And let's go back. Let's go forward. Let's go forward so much. Interesting turret lineups. It's a bunch of very what's the word? Not really counteracting, but very redundant. I would say they're making a what the hell is that? Why the hell? Anyway, let's get back to that. See what happens when you don't have enough info. They pop out of nowhere. They just insta kill your Xingwei, and now you're basically in a very bad position. Because two of you are here, the other two can easily, if that Madalena knows what she's doing, she's immediately inking this choke. Obviously, you die here because you got pushed. You stayed here for too long, by the way. That's what happened there. TP. What the fuck? Wait. He put two pylons in the same place? Wait, that's so funny. But yeah, don't give him the space. So basically what you're doing is the opposite of what the enemy team is doing on defense. You're giving them too much space and they're giving you too little space. Because if they give you too little space, they're just over-aggressing at that point, and they will get punished for it because their team can't help them in time. Why can I not... Oh my god, it's just fucking... Oh my god. I love it. I love it so much when this happens. I love it so much when this happens. Can't believe it crashed. Further. What do you do on attack this time? Vent play. Vent play. I think is going down a little bit. I think you just destroyed a Mammoth turret. Is that not what you destroyed? Or was that an alarm? It was a Mammoth turret. What the? Oh, because the Mammoth wasn't near it. Oh boy. Lot of ink. Look how much ink there is on the field. What do you do with that ink? You push. You're gonna fight that for free. Look how free that pick is. No one's looking your way. At least not right now. Well, now they're firing at you a little bit. But even beforehand, you can just shoot at them. Bad spot to be in. Just so you know. What was that? Why is there a coconut in your face? Why is there a coconut in your face? Why is there a flash? Anyway, your Madeline swords the hell out of that coconut. You gotta trade. Ideally, you should be with your Ming right now. You gotta pick onto the Michelle, which is fine. Don't immediately look for the kills. Scan around first. See if it's safe to actually get that kill. Don't thirst immediately. And they're gonna try to stop the bomb plant. Make sure you paper often. Make sure you paper a lot more often than you're doing right now. Like, yes, I know, yeah, like, yeah, you can, like, reload while doing that, but when you, like, do certain actions that you're already vulnerable in, like planting the bomb, like reloading your mag, or after reloading a mag when you're getting fired at, stuff like that, make sure to paper first, and then shoot back. Don't forget to shoot back. That part's important. Shoot back. They pressured you. Now it's your turn to pressure them. Now you're back on defense. Time to do it again, boy. Time to do it again. We're doing it again. Same turret setup. Here's some turret setups I recommend. Let's go to Port Euler. That's not Port Euler. That's not Port Euler. I'll use them. I'll use them. I'll use my mouse. Here. 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 Or inside the box. Or up here. Or inside. Or right here where vent is. But not on the top, but on the bottom instead, because that's hard to shoot. Over here. Over, like, I don't know, maybe like right over here even. You could go crazy with that one. You could throw this one down. You could probably throw one behind here. You could throw one over, probably over here. But make sure to use these. When you're looking at these, make sure it's because they already got this space in the first place. For here, go like right here. Go right here. Obviously, you already put one here before. You could use this one as well. You could be sneaky and put one over here on this wall as they're going up into tower. You could put one over here. You could put, like, there's a lot of places you could put these things. I swear to God. Over here. Put one like right over here even. Put one on the site itself. A thing you'll notice is that these turrets are behind stuff from the perspective of the attackers. Because that just makes it, that means they have to pass this point and the trap is set. But here, you get the idea of where all these are. You can actually think of some yourself. You just think of them yourself. Put like right here, you put like one right here. Just remember that these things that need to be active and you need to act upon them. They're not lone damage dealers. They're supporters for your gunfire. Alert! Oh, they're on B. Look how much space they have, and now they have the choke. Now you yourself are gonna see how hard it is to take this. You already saw your Flavia die. You're trying to leave that. Thing. The Ica kind of throws because she misses the double jump, but she still kills you because she's Ica. Let me tell you right now, Ica's sleeper OP. Not really sleeper OP, but sleeper really good. All right, let's see how you win this one. Wait, how long does this go? Is this a draw? Did you send me a draw? Let's go, A hit. See the turret. Like, if a Mama was here, if she knows what she's doing, you're dead. Obviously, that's like, all I've been saying, but I'm just saying the truth. You actually would be dead. Oh, by the way, if you want to interceptor that, place it behind cover. Place that thing behind cover. Because they'll just shoot that thing, and now your interceptor doesn't, your interceptor lost its worth. What is this wall? Anyway, ideally you want the, okay, the Flav is doing the same annoying flank that just doesn't work because she's alone. But, here's the thing. Here's the thing, you don't go back to help her. You gotta help her, man. It's a free pick. It's a free pick if you do. Like, sure, you get one here. Sure, you get one here. But if you got this one, your main is gonna be alive. And you still, your team wouldn't have to deal with a Flavia that's currently crunching you. Of course, you're winning your gunfights. You just brought it to a 4-2. Blah blah blah. Hi Ulo. This won't happen at all. Why? Just map awareness. That's it. Higher map awareness is gonna lead to that. Lost the gunfight. 2v2. Thankfully, the entire fight's happening really fucking far away, so that's completely fine. But ooh, 1v2. Should be a 1v1. Oh, that's not good. What are you doing? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. Ideally, she just reloads her weapon, wins here. Nades without seeing where the Flavia is. Or knowing the Flavia's position, but wins the gunfight anyway. Again, do not give up all this space. You're doing much better here. Much better here. Why? Because you're on the site. Unlike before. You're actually kind of on the site. You have, look at this crossfire. Crossfire, crossfire, crossfire. Look at that. Look at all that. Of course, they go to the choke, but that doesn't matter anymore. Because you're already on the site. Look at that. Look at this crossfire. This is a much better defense of this site. Obviously, if you still had your nade here, you'd throw that. Don't need to throw an interceptor. They're retreating. It's literally 5v2. Your entire team should be like literally ass 5 pushing the hell out of those two. They can't kill all. They literally cannot kill all 5 of you at once. It's actually impossible. Obviously, they split up. You just do one of those old-fashioned, split up into 2s. Win that way. There you go. Fuse bomb. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, 11-10. Oh, you win this? You probably win this, no? Just same thing, vent play. Look how far up you are without your Ming. You play with your... Just remember to play with your Ming. Remember that. You trade here, but your team is able to pick up the extra kills because they're firing at the people on platform. Win a couple 1v1s. That should be game. Yeah, pretty much. You get revived as well. But yeah, make sure you fight for space. Make sure you're with your team. Make sure that you know how to set up your mount turrets. Make sure you know what you're knifing. Make sure you bring a smoke on Lewin. Make sure you bring ink on Michelle. Make sure that you're not going resistance, Stringify resistance. Don't do that unless you're Galatea, which even then, it's pretty rare to actually go that. It's only on like specific maps where you do that. And yeah, again, everything revolves around playing with your team because you all need to survive. All of you need to survive. So yeah, do that stuff. You'll do fine. You'll do great. Try it. Make sure try like one thing at a time. Like probably try and play with your team a little bit more for one game. Try like I don't know, on defense, pushing out further than you ever have done before. See what happens. See what you can fight for. See what you can't. Do that type of stuff. And yeah, that's this coaching VOD. This thingamabobber. I'm Kierce. I don't know what else to say. I actually don't know. Look at that! It's a you stink! And your MVP. GG.